whole thing is Big State is an Irving tradition.
Big State Drug and its iconic neon sign have long been cornerstones of downtown Irving, for as long as second-generation Irving resident Rick Fairless can remember.
My wife Sue's fifth generation from Irving, so it's our families, both our families.
So when he and wife Susan heard the news that their favorite pharmacy and grill was closing, they, like many, were heartbroken.
I thought about the Irving Theater down the street. I thought about Harvey's Barbecue. I thought about the 183 Drive-In. I thought about the Park Plaza Drive-In. I thought about Chubby's. I thought about the Buena Vista. I thought about the Chateau Theater. I thought of all those things, and I thought, there's not many left. And I don't really want Big State to be one of those places.
As Rick and his wife lingered over lunch on Big State's last day in business, they started dreaming. We can't let this close. Why not reinvent Big State Drug? Why not us? And before long, that dream was on the drawing board.
It just seemed like the right thing to do. It was the right thing for Irving. It was the right thing for our families. It was just the right thing to do. And Dan was gracious enough to let us take it over. So, I mean, we're happy. It's kind of been difficult, you know, balancing all the jobs we have now, but it's going to work out and it's going to be wonderful.
It will reopen as Big State's soda fountain. No more pharmacy, but a bigger grill and twice the seating, plus a jukebox, candy counter, and snow cones. All the makings of a true 50s grill with the memorabilia and Irving artifacts to boot.
It's a decision we made with our hearts, not our heads. If I would have made it with my head, I might not have done the deal, but we're glad we did the deal.
Building owner Dan Niemeyer is glad they did the deal too. When Big State Drug closed, he was determined to find new tenants who would honor the space's history.
Well, we have no doubt that Rick and Susan will preserve that image and additionally bring it up to the point where it will be, no doubt, it could even be on the Visit Irving plan. People coming around and bringing malt and shakes and whatever they want to do. So yes, Elaine and I are just as committed as Rick and Susan are, is making sure this place continues, makes a go of it, and is a place that we can all be proud of in Irving.
The dust hasn't begun to settle, and Irving City and Chamber of Commerce leaders are already proud.
This is fantastic news. We've been looking for a catalytic project to really get the Heritage Crossing kicked off, and I believe Rick and Susan Fairless are bringing that to our community. There's a lot of interest in Big State. You know, it's one of the best known landmarks in the city. And we're just so excited to see this new life coming back into this area of the city.
What this will do is create some additional foot traffic for our businesses along Main Street. And as you also know, we're underway with design for the Texas Musicians Museum just down the street and getting a lot of foot traffic. Hopefully those two will serve as bookends for each other and feed off each other and make for a really successful, you know, implementation down here.
Rick and Susan know a thing or two about business.
Okay, I am Rick Fairless from Strokers Dallas, Strokers Ice House Bar and Grill, and Strokers Inc. Tattoo Shop.
They are well known in the custom motorcycle world. Rick knows what he's in for and is determined to make it work, even as he admits he's leading with his heart.
When I told my brother what we were doing over here, he said, okay, now you run the numbers, what's it? And I said, well, you know, it was kind of, and he said, you didn't run any numbers, did you? And I said, no, but it's in my gut, I know what's going to happen. And I told him about the 50s theme and all that, and he said, well, nobody lives in the past like you do. We're going to make it happen. And that's not even a question, it's a fact.
And if all goes according to plan, Big State's new future, rooted deeply in the past, is expected to begin late summer. I'm Jolene DeVito for City Source.